Okay, we are live. Awesome. Okay, we are getting a couple things set up, and then we will get rolling from this shit. Phone there. That's fine. I can live there. All right, we're live. So tonight we are going to hopefully assemble two slim wallets. I just got to sew them together, punch the holes out, sew them together. But I also need to get a bunch of these and these cut, well, not cut, burnish the edges, and then punch some holes in them and stitch them. And because it's a little late at night, we're just going to punch the holes real fast. And hopefully not knock over my fucking stand, my light, or the camera, or the microphone. There we go. So, grab them out. But we'll put them down, all four of them. We'll figure it out. And then we'll burnish them after we punch the holes. Each one's going to get 4 stitches. We're going to knock 4 holes in first. Pull down my entire fucking strap. Not that I wanted to. Grab our ruler and figure out where from the distance it should be. So I want it off. Let me show you what I'm doing. I want it off this edge here before the round, right? So half of the holes are going to go here. The other half are going to go here. Maybe one hole. I haven't decided fully. Probably just one. But let's figure that out fast. Okay? So I know that this is 1.25 inches thick. That means that go there. Do I like the way that looks? Or do I actually? If I do it like this, it gives a little more versatility. So, right? We're only gonna knock one side first because the other side we can then come in and knock after. And hopefully these only need 4 stitch holes on a side, so 8 stitch holes total for 4 lines of stitching. And that will work nicely. That will be wonderful, right? Yeah, that's about even. Okay, so we have these holes in. Now, I need to expand them a little so that when I put that through to knock the other side, they're even, right? So stretch the hole a bit, stretch, 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 right? Easy peasy. Lemon squeezy. I'm not gonna smoke right now. I just had one like 30 minutes ago, so we don't need a cigar yet. We'll get to the cigars later. Which reminds me, tomorrow we have our Sunday cigar stream, which we'll be doing here. Place I normally do it, they are closed for cleaning, which is fine by me. They gotta clean their place out occasionally. Yeah, it makes sense. Such is life. Okay, so now we take one, we bend it over, and we make sure that these two ends are even. The holes for the cigar pipe don't really need to be even, but I want the end to be even. All right. So we're going to make sure it's even with the other side. Put our poker, which is really just a hole punch through the other side, and go, bop. That's all I got to do. Bop, bop. And we're through. Right? The only reason I'm making these right now is because people want to buy them. And I will make what people want to buy. Right? That makes sense. Make something people want to buy. All right? And these are quick and easy to make. It's just, a 21.5 centimeter long strap of leather. That's 1.25 inches wide. And yes, I know I just used metric and imperial together to fuck with people because I know that's gonna bug somebody. You know, but that's fine. I can live with that. Okay, these I'm very happy with. These are just brown. They're camel brown. They will fade and patina with age. They'll take on different wear patterns of lightness, and it's wonderful. These are dyed black, but to get that nice mirror shine on it, use the special treatment on the surface, not just dye. It's almost mirror. It's almost a mirror finish, which is nice. Trust me. We're just going to do the same thing with these. Just pop our holes in. I need to be a little more careful with these, the shiny black ones, because I don't want to mess up that mirror finish. But I can repolish them. Well, not polish, but buff them when I'm done. I can just rebuff them. It'll be fine because that's just part of life. You know, that is just part of life. You know, and that's all you need to do. You don't have to put a lot of work into life. Just do what you do. Oh my god, how could you come out here and make noise? Sorry, he's my roommate. He's a cool dude. He's making badass casserole. Can't wait for that to be done. Eat a little bit of that. Yeah. Okay. Well, we're just gonna widen the holes a little. It's not like the nice fancy one I made for myself that has a concho on it. Concho being a little leather thing. I just really liked that concho. So I need to get a little Loctite on it and make sure it stays in place. Right? Right. Yeah, one more to widen the holes, and then we will repunch them for the other side so that they're even. It doesn't take much, you know? I make these and I sell them for 15, 20 bucks, depending on who's asking, right? And for 15, 20 bucks, you get a nice little cigar stand and pipe stand. And it keeps your pipe upright and off the fucking table. Protects the stem of the pipe and the bowl. And when I say pipe, I mean like a tobacco pipe. If you're smoking anything other than tobacco out of that pipe, then you are really fucking up. That's the sad cold truth of it, right? That's what it'll look like. But there'll be stitching here. It'll probably be black thread because I have a plethora of black thread and gray thread, but I like the black thread a little better because it looks better, it's cleaner, and it's more durable. It really, really is more durable than that white thread I had. That white thread was nice, but it wasn't as durable. You know? That's something I'm looking for in thread for when I'm doing this. Because I want it to be durable. Makes sense. I want the product to stand up for a long time. I want people to go, huh, that is a durable pipe stand. I am glad I paid $15, $20 for it. Now, we're not going to sell these just yet because there's a little more work that has to be done to them. Not a lot, just a little. And then we can move on with our day. We can move on with our lives. We have a cold front blowing through. It's going to be cold tonight. So, you're going to be chilly. You're going to drop down to the fucking mid 40s tonight. I don't know how I feel about that being in South Texas, but it is what it is. Oh, fuck me. All right, these are really cheap fucking. Okay, these tools are really starting to piss me off. They were great, but now they're just kind of falling apart, which irritates me. Didn't. Okay, one more. Hopefully that tooth for this won't come out again. So that pisses me off. That's three. All right. Now I gotta do these. Or just one. I didn't do one. Imagine that. Okay. So, match that bone pin. Mac the crap out of my thumb. Mm, how'd that actually? Didn't feel too good. Yeah, that doesn't feel good when you smack the shit out of your finger. Trust me. I just did that and that shit hurts. Okay, we can put that down for now. Now what we gotta do is we gotta press these little holes down to where they don't sit so proud. Can't have them having any pride. You gotta knock them down. Gee, fucking hammer's falling apart. Right? Just knock down where the holes came. So they sit, flush. That's all. It's just a little tap, tap, tap. Tap. It's all in the hips. And we're not hitting hard. We're not hitting stopping. We're hitting and sliding. Right? You want it to hit and slide. So we're not hitting real hard. I'm hitting enough to where it's like barely noticeable. But because of the way the leather is made, it's responsive to that. It will it'll flatten. It's almost like ironing. You can leather iron. You can iron leather. Just got to be very careful with how you do it, because okay, that's done. You can put the hammer down for now. Okay. The other thing we have to do is we have to burnish the edges. Why? It looks nice. So, got my scrap rag shirt. I'm gonna grab my Tokenol. Grab the slicker. This is a slicker. It's very good to have. And we're gonna burnish 9 of these because we have 9 and I need to burnish them. I want them to look good. The black ones I don't have to burnish too much, but the brown ones will need a good burnish on the edges. So we're going to burnish them first. So that way, by the time that I'm done burnishing the black edges, these will be ready to be reburnished. And again, with the way this is treated, this is now, they're both still firm leather, but these are a little more supple and flexible than these. All right. And if you want to get into leatherwork, and if you, and not that I'm an expert, I am far from an expert when it comes to leatherwork, but once you develop a product, right, and you want to keep making that product, I went through several revisions for the little cigar holders, pipe stands, like this ugly ass thing. This was just a proof of fucking concept. It's ugly, but it worked. Well, that led to the first prototype. Nice length. The scallop cuts were a little small, but a good length. But because these were a little small, the pipe would fall through and hit the desk. Not beneficial. Type 3, I also wanted to see how much the leather would deform by stamping a design into it. So this one is type 3 or type 2, sorry. And it does have a design stamped into it, which deformed the leather. And what I mean by deformed was prototype 1 is 3 millimeters wide. This one, because of that stamp, is 3.25 millimeters. In some places, it's 3 millimeters, complete and total, but it's wider. The leather's stretched. So what did I learn? It'll stretch. And I know there's ways to prevent it, but there's, that's okay. Then I came up with prototype 3, which I don't have any left because I sold them all. But then I finally came up with this prototype 4, and this is the one I'm doing the production run on. Now this one's got a concho on it holding it together as opposed to a stitch. But that's because I like that. But this is what the end product looks like. And when I made that, I made this a stencil. Has all my measurements on it. You know, which tool to make the scallops on the end and the point that holds the cigar in the pipe, width, length, everything, even distance from midpoint, right? So with this, I can cut out a bunch of straps that are 1 1/4 inches in width, that are 21 centimeters long, and I can trace this and replicate this repeatedly because now I have a good template. And that's the thing. When you get into leatherwork, you're gonna make a bunch of mistakes. I made plenty. I have. But you stick with it. And like any good thing that you get into in life, the more you stick with it, the better you will get. It just takes time. Nobody's born learning how to speak whatever language they know. I wasn't born and instantly knew how to speak English or Spanish or any of the other fucking languages I've learned over my lifetime. You know, nobody is born then. You got to practice. And that's the important thing. So, anyways, so now we're going to burnish the edge. So, we got our Tokonol, which is kind of like white glue, like Elmer's glue, but a little less sticky. And we're just going to dop it on the edge. We are going to burnish. Now, I don't want to get any on the dyed face because that will burnish that. I don't want that. I don't want it to look like that. So, we're going to wipe off any excess. And we're just going to put a little on this front side, on this one little edge, right? Just gonna rub it in with our finger, get it on there. Wipe the excess back to the container. Come in with a clean finger, wipe off that edge. Actually, I will use a shirt to wipe that edge. And the back. Oof, got a bunch of it back there. Okay, so we're gonna clean up the face. We don't want it on because we don't want to burnish that dyed part. Now, here comes the boring part. You get your slicker and you pick the slot on the slicker that fits the leather. That'll be this tiny little slot here. And you just go back and forth over and over and over again. Just keep going, right? Maybe rotate it a little. Just keep going. That's all you got. Just keep going. Burnish, burnish, burnish. That's all we're going to do. If you're watching, feel free to talk. I'll answer questions. I love talking to chat. I also love talking to myself, which is what I do most of the time on stream. So I guess maybe I just like the sound of my own voice. But I think I have a nice voice. You know, I'm happy with my voice. But you just burnish it down, keep going. You'll know when it changes. Like it's hard to explain. While you're burnishing, you'll feel the fibers of the leather lay down and stay down. And that's what you're looking for. That's what you're waiting for. And you'll know when it happens when you feel it, because you will feel it happen. Because it's a very tactile thing, right? you'll feel it get really slippery. It's real slippery, smooth. And you put a little pressure, not a lot. You don't need to put like a ton of pressure on it while you're burnishing. Just I put my finger there for weight. That's all I use. And I know that there's probably a better way to do this and a proper way to do this, but I'm just doing the way I know how. And I'll probably learn a better way to do it while doing this. That's just a natural part of life. Is you learn as you go. You learn as you grow. You know. All right. So once you have one burnished, just take your rag, soft rag, just kind of wipe it down a little, and then what I do, and not a lot of people do this, is I take that edge and just rub it on my jeans. Just a little coarse fabric, really get it nice and flat, right? And then there you go. And this is a burnished edge versus a raw edge. I don't think y'all can really see the difference, but trust me, there is a difference. This is a little shiny, very slick, very smooth to the touch, very shiny. The raw edge, rough to the touch, not shiny. Okay, so let's just keep burnishing. We'll keep going. We got 9 of these to do. Right? Clean off the excess and just start burnishing the hell out of it. And I know there's something I do want to get is that there's like a little benchtop grinder that you can put a burnishing wheel on. And I want to save up and get one of those. I meant to save up to get them because they're not fucking cheap. But it would make burnishing so much faster. Except for these scalps, I'd have to get a smaller wheel to put those into. But it would make this a lot faster. But until I can save up enough money to buy it, we're just going to do it by hand. Although I could probably buy the little wheels and put them in my power drill and just go right through it. And we're just going to do it again and again and again until we are done. Wipe off the front that I don't want to burnish and keep going. So what are y'all up to on this Saturday night? Huh? I hope y'all had a good week. That's one thing. I hope y'all had an excellent week. I hope you had the kind of week you can look back on and go, you know what? This was a good week. When it gets to the corners, you know, you do that differently. But because he's around, you just kind of run it around the edge. It's very simple, very easy, right? Okay. Wipe off the excess. Yeah, you want it to look clean. Check your work. Yeah, yeah, that's cohesively smooth. And you do it again. That's all. It's that easy. Just keep going. You know, it's like anything in life. Just keep going. You'll be fine. Life can be hard at points. Life can be tough. But as long as you don't just, lay down, you'll be all right. There's plenty of times where I wanted to just lay down and give up. I don't. I just keep going. Like Dory from Finding Nemo. Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming. That's all you gotta do is just keep going. And you'll be fine. You know? Life is only as hard as you make it. That's an important lesson. Life is only ever as hard as you make it. Here, let me adjust this so you don't have to look at me. You can look at what I'm doing. You know, that's all you gotta do. You don't have to stress about everything. You don't need to worry about what everyone else has. Just worry about you. Worry about what's important to you, your family, your friends. You know, as long as you do that, you'll be okay. You know, economy's kind of gone to crap. Not kind of. Seems like the world is on the brink of World War III. People are hurting and suffering, but I know I can't do anything about that. So, oh, also, if you're having a little hard time, you can hit it with the flat side and get an all right finish that way. Okay. Now we got to do these little scalp cuts. Okay, that's not too hard. Same procedure as before, right? Wipe in, wipe off, and go to town. This is veg tan, more traditional style of production for leather, and it's very forgiving. It takes dye very well, takes cuts very well, takes form and shape very well, and it's a good leather to work with. Now the wallets are made of oil tan, but that's because it's durable, and I really like that material, and it feels super soft and super supple. But that's neither here nor there. All right, wipe off the face, right? Because you don't want it to sit and settle because it'll leave weird patches on the finish if you do that, right? And for these turns, I'm just rotating, the slicker aside from running it up and down like a skateboard on a half pipe. You know, doesn't take much, no real pressure needed. You don't want a lot of pressure because you don't want to deform the leather. Like when you're burnishing, the leather is like this, right? If you have two pieces, this is just one. So you have it like this. And if you put too much pressure, it'll mushroom down and either form a sharp edge here or a sharp edge over here. So you don't need a lot of pressure, you know, just enough to really get those fibers to sit down, and the tokenol will hold them down. And that's a good thing, you know. We don't need like a million fucking pounds of pressure. And then we just do it again. I know that seems monotonous, and it is, but I sell these. And so I need to have inventory to sell. And as I need inventory to sell, I need to replace inventory by making more inventory so that I will always have something I can sell. With product here, with product there. You know, you know, you make more inventory than you need than you've sold right away, right? Like I'm gonna make a bunch of these. Why? Because I know I can sell them. I'm gonna make a bunch of the wallets. Why? Because I know I can sell them. I'm gonna make a bunch of the cigar cases. Why? Because I know I can sell them. A bunch of the valet trays because I know I can sell them. People want to buy them. People look at it and go, "Hey, that's really nice. I want that. I'd like to have that." And I like to sit there and go, "Okay, cool. Give me some money and you can take this home. It can be yours. It can sit on your desk, dresser, entry hall table, nightstand, or wherever you may wish to put it." You know? And that's the good thing. People will buy what they're going to buy. People are going to do whatever they're going to do, you know? Now, these are burnishing nicely. These are burnishing quite nicely. All right. And we just keep going. You know, whenever you're making things, there's always a point where it's kind of boring. And that's fine. That's fine. This isn't like a super exciting project. I'm not making like a really awesome bag or something. No, no, I'm just burnishing this down so they look nice, so that when they're sewn together, the edges look nice and they'll last longer and they look better, and people are going to be happy that they spent money on them. Because like I said, I sell these for 10, for 15, $20. Type 3 I sold for 10 because they were smaller, and I have since improved the formula, and now they go for 15, 20 for the black ones because the black ones take more work and they take more material than the brown ones because these are dyed and then treated to have that super shiny finish. Because the dye I use does not have that shiny finish, not like that. But again, you gotta do what you can with what you have because that's the secret in life. You know, you're not always going to have the best tools. I do not have the best leatherworking tools. I have some good ones, and I have some crappy ones that someone sent me on eBay. Not eBay, Amazon. And they're okay, but they're not the best, you know? But that's all right. I'll use them, and eventually I will buy better tools. And better tools will get better product out. And what I can't wait for are for the leather cutting dies to show up for the cigar cases, both 2 and 3 stick cases, because I spent almost $200 commissioning that, and I can't wait to get them. Wipe off the excess, right down, wipe off the excess, wipe off the face, and then just start burnishing. That's all we gotta do. Just a little burnishing. What's up, boys? You stinky boy. You so stinky. Surprised you're not on like VR chat, causing chaos and havoc and having fun. Just keep going. Someone called me the Bob Ross of fucking leatherwork the other day. Thought that was funny. But no, you just keep going. Just slick, 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 slick. And you'll get to the point where it's done. Wipe off the excess. Check it. That's good. All right. Let's keep going. We got. Oh, no. I didn't finish this one. I didn't do the scallops. I am stupid. That is way too much token. Way too much token. Oh. Doop, doop, doop. Wipe that excess off. Wipe it off the face. Right. There we go. And we start slicking the scallops. Why? Because we want that spot to be especially protected because that's where people are going to put a pipe or a cigar. And those tend to be hot. And you don't want to burn the leather because you can burn leather. It takes a bit of work, but you can burn it. It's never a good thing when it's burnt because it never looks right and it'll never be right. Shrink differently and cause cracking and fading, which we don't want. Now for the other scalp, and then we can move on to one of the other ones. Or we'll move on to one of the black ones. I know that sometime this week I have to get a red wallet and a blue wallet done for a young lady that wants to buy herself a red wallet, but she wants a blue wallet for her father. And I made a deal with her. Well, I wouldn't make a deal, but she's cute. She's got a friendly smile, and she always takes care of me when I'm at the bar. So I'm doing two wallets for 40 a wallet, so $80 for the two of them. And that's fine. That's part of life. Making deals where you can, getting what you can to get done. Perfect. Like I said, sometimes in life you gotta deal with the monotonous shit. You gotta deal with it. You know? Like this edge right here is really fuzzy, and I'm not happy about that. So we're gonna go a little heavy with the tokenol. And we're gonna give it a minute before we smear it to let it kind of just sink. That way it sits into those rough ass fibers and it really has a chance to adhere. Because, like I said, the stuff isn't too dissimilar to like Elmer's white school glue. The stuff you used to eat in the first grade and kindergarten when the teacher wasn't looking. So we're gonna let this sit for 5, 4, I don't know. We're just gonna let it sit for a couple minutes. You know? And there's a million ways to apply tokenol. There's people that use little special needle bottles. There's people that use sponges. I just use my fucking finger. You know? I just use my fucking finger. Right? There. Wipe it down. Wipe off the excess. Clean the face. You apply that there. There. Wipe the face down. And I'm going to hope that this one burnishes properly because it's so damn rough. You know? Needs a rough ass edge. And you just keep going. And like I said, you can feel the difference in the tension in the slicker on the leather for when it's burnished. Now, if you're doing it by hand, it's pretty hard to burn the leather through burnishing. But if you do it with a machine, you can burn it. Though it's very hard to do it by hand. I don't think it could be done by hand. And you just keep going. That's all you gotta do. Just keep going. Perfect. Put that down. Now let's move on to the next side. And like I said, because this leather is so fuzzed, chewed on that end, we're just gonna let it sit for a minute. Let that tokenol really soak into that edge. And then we'll burnish it. And we'll pay extra attention to it. We'll keep, extra pressure and pay attention to what we're doing because we want to get all those fibers down. We don't want them sticking out. It doesn't look good. It does provide a protective edge for the leather, right? Just keep doing it. Work the corner or the round end, as it were, right now. Just working that edge. Wow, 2 viewers at once. That's the most I've had in a month. Not since I did the stream where I built my workbench. Wow, cool. Yeah, just keep doing it. That's all you gotta do. Check the edge, make sure it looks nice. Yep, that looks good. Now we can move on to the other side. All right, and again, just apply the tokenol along the edge. And what I'm doing is I'm applying it from the back or the flesh side of the leather, not the skin side. That way, any excess hopefully ends up on the back where it won't be too noticeable, right? And I'm just using the surface tension of the tokenol to pull it from my finger into the leather. right? That's all I'm doing. Doesn't require a ton of work. You don't need, super expensive, edge varnishes and slickers and shit like that. No, just all you need is just a little time and patience. That's all you need, right? Just time and patience. You know, that's most things in life. Like any skill, it takes time, patience to develop. You know, I didn't start off doing leather work this well. It was real rough when I started way back when. And then I took a break, and now I'm still rough because I'm knocking the cobwebs off. But we're getting there. You know, we're getting there. Okay. Hey, we've only got one more of these to do for the brown ones when we're done. Then we can, hang out, talk, chill, vibe, veg. And then we'll work on the black ones. The black ones will be easier because of the coating I put on them. Where I don't really think they need a burnishing. They just need kind of a polish. We can do that with the shirt. Or we can actually just do it with my jeans. And from the way these brown ones are burnishing, I don't think we're gonna have to repolish. I think they will be good to be sewn, which is the next thing we're gonna do is start sewing them together. You know, and then we can take a quick break, get something to drink, hang out, and do whatever we want to do. Oh, boys, did you get the thing I sent you on TikTok? Because we gotta save the short homies. We gotta save them short homies from Santa. I think Blaze and I are the same height. I'm like 6'3". I think he's 6'3", or he may actually be taller. I don't know. I don't know. Blaze is a good guy. I like Blaze. He's cool. He's a good friend and a good person. But yeah, just slowly burnishing the edges, getting them good. And we're not even going to need Tokonol on the black ones because of the edge coating I put on it that I used to make them black, shiny. And that sound is my skin on the slicker because I have thick, leathery hide. My skin is fairly thick. Okay, last one. Last one. And it is a fuzzy little bastard. It's fine. That's fine. We can just run our edge like that. Hope for best. Oh, oop, didn't mean to drop that. All right, got it off the face, and we just start burnishing. I know this is boring. Wow, no viewers, but we just keep going. just keep going. That's all we gotta do. I can be your leather daddy. Teach you about leatherwork. How to do things that are manly, like leather work. Like, I know people are like, oh, sewing, so effeminate. And they're like, oh, you hand sew leather? That's really tough. That's badass. It's like, yeah. Because it's with leather, it's manly. Manly. Got that man meat. My man hands. Working on manly materials like leather. Okay. Let's just keep going. Like I said, nothing to it but to do it and to stay with it. You know? Right? Okay. Keep going. Keep on going. Keep on going. I remember the day I hit affiliate, right? I had done a 24-hour stream. My buddy Dragon, who was my mod, stayed with me the entire fucking stream. Before they were my mod, they were just such an awesome supporter of the stream. I was like, wow, thank you. You didn't have to stay up for this whole stream, my guy. But I am appreciative that he did. Wow, still no viewers. Oh well, not doing it for the views. We're not DSP. We're not, like, I need the views and I need the money because I made financial decisions that were really stupid. And now I'm a wage slave to streaming. And because I'm so arrogant, I can't even multi-stream on on YouTube and Twitch. I can only stream on YouTube because my bad attitude got me kicked off. You know, doesn't matter. All right, come on, let's keep going. Remember, just use surface tension. Pull it from your finger to the leather. Right. Wipe off any excess back into the container. Waste not, want not. And then you run your finger like that. Wipe off excess. Run it again. Wipe the excess off. What's up? Dude, I can't eat right now. Sorry. Stomach's been torn. Hey, could you go in my bedroom and get my water thingy? The thing I put fire. Ah, yeah, thank you. The blender ball. That thing. Thank you. And we just keep going. Doesn't, take a lot of work. Doesn't take a lot of effort. Just keep doing it. Right? Keep going. You'll eventually find a happy medium and you'll be good. We're going to take a break after this one. Not a big break, just a little break. Because I need to stand up. Just sitting here isn't as comfortable as I was hoping it would be. But not a lot of things are made for people as tall as I am, and I'm not even that absurdly tall. The average height in America is 5'10 to 5'11. I'm 6'1, 6'3, maybe 6'4. I honestly don't know. Like, I don't know how tall I am, which is kind of weird, but I don't think about it. And again, in the wool scallops, just use surface tension, pull it off your finger onto the leather, scrape off the excess. That's all you gotta do. you know? Then wipe it down, remove the excess, wipe the face off if there's a little on the face. On the flesh side, it won't matter because they'll be, doubled over so they won't be noticeable. And you're just going to gently run it around on the scalp and make it work. That's all you got to do. You know, you don't got to, ram your hand in and really force it. No, because the way these scallops are cut, there's a bevel to them already. And so you have to be careful or you'll flatten one side of the bevel and have a sharp little mushroom edge. So, one, the Tokonol helps prevent that. And two, it doesn't take a whole lot, you know. Like I've had Tokonol go bad before I've used it. Awesome. Merci beaucoup. And gracias. All right. We're almost done with this one. Then we can take a quick little break. Right? That's my roommate. He's a veteran. He drove M1 Abrams for the Army. He drove the biggest gun you could. He drove M1 Abrams for the U.S. Army, which is cool. Because it's awesome. I want to drive a tank. I also want to shoot the main gun of a tank. But I don't know if I'll ever get the opportunity to do that. Okay. We're done with these. And the edges look a lot better. Now, you could burnish the backside, the flesh side. And the reason it's called flesh side is if it's on the cow, the outside, the leather side, the working side is on the outside of the cow. The flesh side is what's on the inside. It's like the exodermis, endodermis, right? And so you can burnish the flesh side. You can. I don't. Not all the time. Some things I will. Some things I will burnish the flesh side, but for these, I don't feel that it's necessary because it's like on things that it's going to be visible. Yeah, all right, that makes sense. But for these, I don't feel the need because they're going to be doubled over and because they're going to be stitched. You're not really going to see the flesh side. It's going to be, it's on the inside of these. So I don't feel that it's absolutely freaking necessary. I don't. Right? Since I'm done cutting, I'm going to put my cutting mat away. Because you always want to put stuff away when you're done with it. Why? So you don't have to do it later. It's less mess to clean up. I mean, that's the basis of it all. There's less shit to put away if you put it away while you're working on it. Now for these, I I'm gonna test burnish one for these super shiny black ones. I'm gonna pick the ugliest one I can because I don't want to ruin a really nice one if the burnish looks like shit. Make sense? This one. It's got more striping to it. And if it looks good, then we will burnish the rest. But I don't know, so let's find out. You know? Putting on the Tokonol just to make it shiny. Supposed to protect the edge, but I don't know if it does. Okay, let's try. And if this edge looks like crap, then we won't burnish it. And because it's got an edge coat already on it, it feels different when you start. But you'll feel the texture and the viscosity and the tension on the leather change. I don't think this is going to look good. I don't think that burnishing these edges is going to be a benefit. In fact, I don't think it's going to be worthwhile. but we'll see. And if we just burnish one edge on one, since it's on the bottom, it won't really matter. Got to buff it on my pants. Get a good, nice little rough buff on it. Hope for the best. Okay. You know, burnishing did not improve that edge. It actually dulled it. So we're not going to burnish the black ones because I don't want to dull out the edges because I like how shiny they are. So yeah. So now we can put away the token. Yay us. Ah. All right. I can go up there. Clean the slicker off a little. Put that where it goes. Now, I have an order for two wallets, a red and a blue. I've got a red one. I've got the T pockets already sewn. I want to get a blue one with the T pockets sewn. Now, I've already pulled out, a bunch of wallet blanks that I can use to make wallets. And I don't have a blue one. So I'm going to take these green and I'm going to put them in the drawer where I keep the blanks. We're going to pull out some blue ones and we're going to pick some good ones, right? We're going to pick some good T pocket blanks, right? Because I take pride in my work. Is it the best work? No, but it is my work. I will put my best into it. All right. So, these blue pockets are turning out to be very popular, but I do live in Texas, and part of Texas where everybody's all about we dim boys. So we're gonna pick some nice textured ones that look good together and look uniform. Maybe not identical, but I want them to look nice because these are going to a waitress at a bar I like to go to, and I'm going to see her all the time, and I want her to go, wow, those wallets you made for my father and I were really nice. Also, we cut out a bunch of these blanks, and all the colors I have to offer. Blue and green are the most populous. I mean, I have most of those. All right, so we've got a stack of, what, 7 to pick from? We just want to pick ones that look interesting, right? Maybe. No, maybe. I like that. I like that. Yeah, that was kind of bland. All right. We got 3. We need to narrow it down to 2. So we're going to just take a minute and look. I'll change the lighting just a little, get some cold white. I think these two are the ones we'll do. And I don't think we're going to sew wallets on stream because I did that last night off stream and it took me over an hour to do a wallet. I don't want to be out here that long. Well, I mean, I don't mind being out here that long with y'all. I like being here with y'all. You know, I'm just happy y'all are here. And like I keep making the joke, unlike a certain DSP, unlike a certain Phil, I don't bug y'all for views. I don't bug y'all for subs or donations. I'm just happy you're here, you know? And that's the thing. As long as, somebody's happy you're around, that's good. But the moment they start expecting you to give them something for you to be around, it's kind of shitty, you know? Like, why does DSP think that all his viewers have to give him money? Or why does he think that, you know, he's on this moral high ground because he won't take, sponsorships. I would love to have a leather sponsor, you know? I would. But I'm not at the point where I'm nearly noteworthy enough to even attempt to get a leather sponsor. And I'm okay with that because you're here. And because you're here, I'm hanging out with you. And that's what's important to me. Is that we're hanging out, you know? That we're spending time together. That we're not, in some sort of pay pig scenario where, I claim to be in financial ruin because I made terrible decisions in my life and bought a condo that I couldn't afford and then threw away a job that my father gave me because it was a nepotism hire and you were mediocre at it and he was mediocre and then fucking moved across the country but didn't sell the other condo and then it got foreclosed on. No, I'm not here for that. I'm here because I want to be here. And I'm here because, well, you're watching. And even if you weren't watching, I'm not going to sweat. I understand people are busy. I'm not that entertaining. I'm just some fat guy, working in his garage making wallets and cigar stands and other shit, you know? And that's fine. I'm just happy you're here. That's what I'm saying. Okay, so back on the topic. For the wallets, what I do is I take the T pockets and I sew them onto these flaps, right? That's the first step. Second step is in mounting them up in the vise and sewing all four layers together. What four layers? Well, oh, because at the thickest, this panel is 2 layers, but there's 2 panels to a wallet, right? So there's only 3 stitch holes up here at the top where it's just 2 layers. Every layer after that is 4 layers. One, two, three, four. One, two, three, four. And it takes like an hour, hour and a half to hand stitch these. If I had the money to buy a sewing machine, get it done in a hurry. But I don't have the money for a sewing machine, so we do what we can with what we have. Now, the red one and the blue one, the red one is for the waitress that I like, that she wanted. And the blue one is one that she's ordering for her father, which is cool. You know, I guess he's a Cowboys fan. Maybe he just likes the color blue. Who knows? And I've sold more of the blue ones than I have any other color. But again, like I said, I'm in We Them Boys, Cowboys country. So I'm going to work on those maybe tomorrow. Hold on one second. So I'm going to work on those tomorrow because that's something I don't want to stream because it's boring and nobody wants to see me standing for an hour and a half stitching a wallet without being able to fast forward through it, unless you're watching this on the YouTube channel. If you are watching this on the YouTube channel, you have the option to fucking blaze through it and not watch it. You know, you don't have to sit and watch the whole damn thing. You really don't. Excuse me for a sec. Thirsty. Mm. Ah, so good. But we are going to hand stitch these cigar stands we just made. You know, we are. But I want to show you. I want to show you something. I'm actually very proud of this stupid idea I have. I, as a cigar smoker, have developed a collection of cigar boxes. Right? And I like this box. I like the interior design on the lid. I like the same as the outside. And it was one of my favorite cigars. It was a Durama. I've actually got a box of Duramas. Now, for the wallets, when I go, like, when I get the little LLC up and running and I have the name for it and all that, I was thinking using this to display the wallets that I have for sale. Uh-huh. Ah, yeah, clever. I'm a clever little monkey. I'm clever. But I was thinking of that because one, it can hold, let's see, one, two, four, six, eight, 10, that's 20, 21, 22, 22 wallets, you know, that people can go, oh, I like this blue one. They can buy the blue one, or they can buy a green one, or a red one, or the other colors. But these two wallets, one's for Secret Santa, one is for my buddy Nacho, who wanted one. So these are already sold. Uh, the valet trays. These small ones are 30, and the big ones are 35. But these little ones and the big ones are reversible. So if you don't want it to be square with prongs, you can have the fat chevron or shamrock, you know. And what's really kind of interesting is you take your wallet and it holds your wallet. Ha! Go figure. So fun. But no, I'm using this payback, this Durand box we use for a display box for wall. Right? Payback box, I'm probably going to use for display for valet trays, right? But right now I'm just using it to hold complete projects, including a custom cigar stand for my Secret Santa recipient. It's got their initials and a star on it because they like a certain football team. So this is what I use to store complete projects, right? And what I was thinking is this Vacunaut box I could probably use to display cigar cases when it's done, when they're done. Excuse me. Because two will fit in a row of two, right? And I could probably fit 10 to 15 in this box. But I'm waiting for some dies to show up so I can make these. Because I want these to look nice. I want them to be good. I want them to be nice. I don't want to give somebody crap. Because I don't want to sell somebody shit. I want to sell them quality products. But that's my thinking, right? As for the cigar stands, I don't know how to fucking display those. You know, like maybe I can use the lid for the payback box to display the cigar stands. You know, but that's neither here nor there. We can burn that bridge when we get to it. Let me light my cigar. As always, toast the end, like I've said in every Sunday cigar stream that I have every Sunday, except for when I was on vacation for the last 2, 3 weeks at 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. Toast the end of your cigar. Let it bloom, let it flavor up, then do this, push a little air through it, right? Get it moving, and then you go to light and you rotate it as you light. Yeah, and now it's lit. And like I said, this is what we're working on with the cigar stands. Put your cigar right there. It keeps it off the table. You don't have to put it in an ashtray. If you're bougie, like I like to be sometimes, and you like to smoke a pipe, like goes like that, right? Most pipes like this stay well around on the bottom, and so they won't stay upright. So even if you put it on the edge of a table, it's still going to fall over. But with this little cigar stand slash pipe stand, it's now up. Stem is protected. The bowl is protected. It's not going to fall, knock over, and drop its ember out and lose all your tobacco. No, it's protected, you know? And it doesn't cling to the pipe to where it's like, oh no, it's stuck in there. No, just naturally forms to it, and you can take it out. And you can fold it flat, put it in your wallet or your pipe bag, or your cigar case, or your humidor, or just put it on a shelf. and it holds it like that. That is why I'm building these, because I don't like having to constantly hold my pipe. I don't have a way to hold the pipe upright, so I made these. So I can have my pipe upright, or I can put my cigar on it on the workbench and not worry about my cigar rolling away or falling off the bench. God forbid into the garbage bucket where it would start a fire, which would really suck. Mm. So yeah, that is what these are for. That's why we're making them. Is everybody gonna want one? No. Is every pipe smoker in my city gonna want one? No, but a few of them will, and they'll pay for them, which is good. You know, because I've seen people selling custom pipe stands on Etsy or Poshmark or on eBay for 40, $50, and they're not much more fancier than this. And this is just a $6 concho, with a screw on the back. And some ones can go for a little more, a little less. But we're not going to be that guy. We are going to sell them at a reasonable price. So, how do we get there? Well, we got to finish making them, you know? Guess not. Oh, excuse me. I just tried to swallow my own tongue. Don't do that, kids. Your tongue is not for you to swallow. That is no bueno. But we're going to saddle stitch 'em. We're going to saddle stitch them, so I got to get 2 needles out. I need 2 needles, man. I got to have my needles. Yeah, I don't want a round needle. I want a good straight needle. There we go. Oh, and everything in its place. That's my philosophy. Is just put everything back where it goes. It works out nicer that way. Now, for something like this, I'm not going to worry about putting, double-sided tape to hold it in place. Mostly because I can snug it up while I'm sewing. I'm not even going to use the stitching pony. I'm not. I don't need a stitching pony to sew this. I just need to thread the needles, lock the thread on the needles, and then go to town sewing. They don't require like a super amount of thread. It's not like a wallet where I got to use 8, 9 feet of thread. Maybe a foot of thread at most. You know, just a foot of thread. It's not like it's a super amount of thread. You know, and of course my fingers are calloused enough to where I can jab myself with one of these stitching needles and not fucking, maybe more than a foot. Because I'm going to stitch them multiple times. I'm not just going to do one row of stitching. I'm going to do 2 to 3. And we're just going to cut our thread. Boom. There. Right? In fact, putting the thread on the needles on the thread is probably the longest part of sewing. Because I don't have the best eyesight. I am quite blind. But we're going to lock our thread on our needle by stabbing the needle through the thread. Why? Because it gets a better lock on the end of the needle, as opposed to a little knot, which can obstruct the hole or get caught or snagged while sewing. If you pierce the needle like that through the thread, you can then pull it down and lock it in place. Tighten it up, and boom, your needle will not come undone. Where did I learn this trick? My grandmother. My grandmother taught me that. She also is the one who helped me learn how to sew. So, now how do you do a saddle stitch? Well, a saddle stitch is easy. You got a length of thread with two needles. You're going to go through one hole, then through the other hole, right? Like so. Now it's threaded. And you want your needles evenly apart. So I'll take them both one hand, and then I will just pull until it's like that. Okay? And what you're going to, I should get the stitching settled just so you can see what the frick I'm doing. Right? Hold on. Ooh, just the camera. Okay. Excuse me. This is a stitching pony. Just hold your stitch while you stitch. That's all it is. Right? I put leather on mine so it doesn't mar leather that I'm working on, so it looks nice and is even and blah 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 blah. Tighten it down a bit. Hold the leather in position. Okay. Now take your two threads. You're going to go in one, catch it in this hand, then take this needle, go back through the same hole this one went through, and you're going to put it through a loop. And you're going to tie it. And what it does is creates an overhand knot that gets stuck between the layers of the leather. And that's how you do a saddle stitch. It is the easiest stitch to do. It is a little lock stitch that people have been doing forever. So, through one hole, right? Out through the other. And because I don't like to catch the thread, I don't pull the needle all the way through. Why? Well, so I can get absolute certain that I do not pierce the thread. Because if you pierce the thread, you're going to have a hard time sewing. It's going to bind, it's going to catch, it's going to suck. My problem is I don't have good lighting. I need better lighting in the garage. Okay, so see how the needles are coming out? Grab them, pull them through, boom, saddle stitch. That's it. That's all you got to do. It's that easy, you know? And you just do it over and over and over. It's so simple. And I did not stretch the holes on this one, but it's a little late to do anything about it now. Oh, well, you know what? We'll just do it the old school style. Pull down, take our needle through the loop, pull it taut. Come on, get out of here. There we go. Take the other needle, pull it taut. There. That's it. It's that freaking easy. You know, it is so simple to stitch leather. You don't need complicated stitching. You don't need compound knots and any of that. You just need a little patience, and you can do it. And it's that easy. It's not like it's super hard. The hardest part is not just stabbing the thread, you know. And there, done. We did one row of needle stitch of saddle stitching, right? And that would be enough to hold it, but I want to really secure it, so I'm going to do two rows, right? So go back through, right? Go one way, pull it out, right? Pull it up. I'm just pulling it up so that it doesn't get pierced by the other needle on its return, right? I'm actually going to stop after this cigar's pipe stand, and I'm going to clamp the stitching pony to the desk. Actually, I'm going to do that now because it keeps it from moving around, which is good. I don't want it, you know, leaning anywhere or like falling or coming loose. Okay, that's one. This is number two, and then I got to tamp it into position. Okay. Just there. Perfect. Okay. Feed this in. Actually, I'm going to loosen it first. Well, I'm thinking about getting a bunch of rivets to do this because I think the rivets one would look nice, and two, really speed this up. Because I can just punch a hole for like 2 rivets, rivet it, be done. Expedite workflow. But I don't have rivets. I don't have a hole punch small enough for rivets. So that's gonna have to wait until I get a little money. Which is fine. You know, world isn't meant to be run in one day, and Rome wasn't built in a day. You know, it's okay. Just stitch back through, catch it in a loop without piercing the other thread. Create your little underhead knot. Boom. Now, how am I going to finish it? Well, what I'm going to try to do is I'm just going to put this thread back through onto this side, and then we will melt the thread. That's it. That's all we're going to do is melt it with the lighter and press it down. That's all we have to do, right? So put that there. This one through to the other side. Jim Morrison said, break on through to the other side. Break on through to the other side. God damn. There we go. Oh, there. Now, get our lighter, get our, crafty little safety knife, and we're just going to cut it as close to the project as we can. Come in. Zap. Stamp. Done. Done ski. And Sam on the other side. Stamp it down. And we're done. We've made one. We are done because this is the final product. Now, how do we fix the super shirt? We just do that. Boom, we're done. We did it. We made one. Now we can make other ones. You know? Now I just got to clean the needles off so I can rethread them and reuse them. Because I was wrong about my estimate of how much thread I was going to need. Which is fine. That happens, It's okay. Everyone makes mistakes. Everyone makes goofs. Everyone makes a mistake every so often. It's just part of life. You know? As long as you don't dwell on it, you'll be okay. You will. Okay? You'll be all right. So, grab our thread, put our needles, and get ready for the next one. This one. Yeah, I don't like how rough that thread is. Hold on. The end of the thread's frayed, which makes it a pain in the ass to fucking, you know, use a needle with if it's frayed. There. All right. Now that's through. Again, we're just going to pierce the needle with the thread. That's all we have to do, right? Or pierce the needle with the thread. Pierce the thread with the needle to lock it in place. That's all we have to do. Don't do it. like I do it where you use your thumb to brace the needle. You know, unless you've got real thick skin, good calluses like I do, probably shouldn't do it. Probably not the best idea. Not an expert. I don't claim to be the best, an expert. I'm just saying, probably not a good idea. But again, I have very good calluses on my hands from years and years of hard work. So yeah. And again, just pierce it again, pull down, tighten it up, and then you're done. Now let's do a black one. Loosen this up, put it into the stitching pony. We're just gonna go from there. I don't have to put it down too tight. I just need it tight enough to hold, like that. And remember, we stretched the holes on this one. Unlike that last one we did, where we only stretched the holes on one side, this one we stretched the holes on both sides. So, again, pull through, even, in and out through one, then in and out through the same hole, right? Grab your needles, pull them free, cinch it up. In and out, right? In and then out through the same hole. Bring your needles out, pull through, cinch, done. See how quick this is? This is like super quick. This is super easy, super fast to do it. And with a little practice, you get really, really fast at it. Like you find a rhythm and you just go. Like if I find my rhythm and I'm not talking, which I'd rather talk with y'all because y'all are cool. Y'all are good people. I can get these done real quick, but I'd rather talk with y'all because y'all are here and I am grateful to have y'all here. I really, truly am. God damn. Need better lighting. See what the heck I'm doing. Heckin' hard. Alright. Cool. You like that. You like that. And through. Okay. That's the problem with bad lighting. I can see what I'm doing on one side, but the other side I can't see what the fuck I'm doing. It happens though. It happens. You know? It's just part of life. Have something, touch needle through if you have to. And knock the other needle out. Awesome. Not what I wanted to do. Alright, well, we'll just pull that through. So that's all the way through. Pull it like that. Then go through. Create inner loop. Like that. Then back through the very first hole, if I can see it. There we go. Pull it through. Loop. Throw our needle over. So we get a little loop. And then pull tight. And then boom. There we go. Do it one more time. we're going to cut and melt the string. And we'll go from there. See how quick this is? Yeah, these are fairly quick to stitch, so you pull the needle out. There we go. Okay, there we go. Done. Just gonna trim the thread close, come in with our lighter, melt, tamp it down. And because this is a nice polyester thread, when you do that, it melts and it forms a little ball that if you tamp flat, guess what? It won't come undone. It's like soldering. It melts the separate threads, right, into one. So yeah, pull it out, flex it, done. All right, cool. We're getting there. We're getting there. It's just taking a little time. If I had a stitching awl, this would be faster. It really would. But I don't have any needles for my stitching awl. They all broke, which is no bueno. Although I could try to use stitching awl needles without the stitching awl. That actually might not be a terrible idea. Might not be a good idea either, but hey, let's find out. In fact, I think I'll do that. I think that's what I'm going to try. Is I'm going to put these needles up and I'm going to get a stitching awl needle. And I'm going to use that to run my stitches so I can get a simple lock stitch without having to kill my fingers pushing thread through, right? And all stitching awl does is it creates a lock stitch like a sewing machine. Just you're the machine at that point. And I don't mean like that annoying fucking Canadian comedian that takes his fucking shirt off. I think that's weird that he does that. I really do. I think that's very weird. That guy takes his shirt off and screams, "I'm the machine!" I hate that. I hate that guy. Like, not him personally. See, I don't hate him personally. I just hate his routine. Because for the longest time, all I ever saw was that one fucking stand up routine where he talks about, learning Russian in college and then going to Russia and then robbing the train and talking to the Russian mobsters and saying in Russian, "I'm the machine." He's the machine. It's like, yeah, we get it, dude. You're a one trick pony. Okay, for stitching all, you only need one needle. You don't need both. And it's kind of a really weird little saddle stitch kind of a situation, but it's not. Plus, it allows you to run with the thread without having to trim it until you're done, which is good. Which means I can trim it and put it on one side instead of on two. So, we don't even have to lock the thread into the needle. Oh, just a lot of length. Put that there. Let's grab one of these. Right? Fold it over. I need to stretch all of these. Wow. Hold on. I need to stretch all the brown ones. They're not properly stretched, and that'll be a problem later. And then we'll reflatten them a little, and we'll hope for best. Okay? Bear with me. Bear with me, chat. We're getting places. We're just being slow. Besides, we have 3 brown ones to do and 4 black ones to do. Yeah, 4? Yeah, 4. We have 4 black ones that we need to do. Okay. I need to tamp those flat yet again. Put over there. I need that template right now. Okay. Now, let's mount one in the stitching pony. And we'll just do a bunch of lock stitching. so it'll go faster. And you don't have to sit there and watch me struggle with needles. You can just watch me get it through. Right? So let's go ahead and put one in. Actually, hell, let's put two in. No, let's do one. I don't want to get confused. Now, the point is when you have a stitching awl and you're doing a lock stitch like that, you want to pull out more thread than the length you're stitching by twice to three times. Why? Because you need that thread to run through. So, one, make sure the ends are even, because that'll make this a lot fucking easier. Two, get our needle, go through, but you don't go all the way through. Instead, you pull the loose thread out. That's why the hole for the stitching awl needle is in the front, right? So you can just do this. Pull it free. Now, you're going to go back through, and you're going to go to the next hole, and you're going to go through, create a little loop right here on the back side of the needle. And you're just going to drop your thread through that hole, with nice and snug. And then you're going to pull the stitching awl needle out, right? And you're going to pull it to where you get that little loop locked in the middle of the leather. Why? Well, because you want it to stay between the leather so it stays nice and pretty and it looks good. And that's kind of a thing, you know, you want it to look good. And if you get real fast with the stitching on it, you can make a lot of progress real quick. I'm good with the stitching. Just the stitching awl needles I have don't fit the stitching awl I have, and all the needles for that stitching awl are broken, which makes me a little sad because they were cheap fucking needles, but I was hoping they'd last longer than a month. But I do feel that I got my money's worth for those needles. So, snug, shoot, cables in there, good. Yeah, all right. And then we're just going to turn the needle around. This would be so much nicer with a stitching awl, but I don't have one. We're going to let that fall because we are stupid. We don't want it to do that. We want it to go through. What I'm fiddling with this is there's a groove on the needle for the stitching awl that the thread lays in. And that's what I'm kind of fiddling with on right now. Because it kind of makes it easier to feed the little thread through the hole when you have that. Now, just going to use a little tool, push through. If I had a thimble, that would be even better, but I don't. Here's the rear side, put through the back, pull it through the loop, and pull the needle out. Just gently fit that little lock stitch through between the layers of leather. Then you're just going to do it again. Right? If you have to use a tool to help you push the needle through, that's fine. Right? But again, this would be so much easier if I had a stitching awl that I could just grab the needle with, pull it out. But the one I have, these do not fit, as I've said. Right? It's just going to go to there. Out through the first hole. Reach to drop it down like that. Pull that through. Sure that loop goes between the layers. And then to finish it off, we're just going to go one more time through the work, assuming I can find the hole. Not that I have that problem, right? Right? And then we're going to create a little loop by pulling some more thread through the needle. Or not. Wow, that does not want to go in there. Okay, well, let's just keep going. Okay, well, obviously that's not going to work. So we're just going to cut it and trim it and melt it there. So, again, always with the safety knife, always be careful, blah, blah, blah. That like that. Grab our lighter. We're going to melt it and press it nice and hard. So I want it to lock on the thread. I know, weird concept, right? Now I don't have to rethread and clean a needle of thread and then rethread it. Oh, and we are done. And because we're using a stitching needle, we don't have to rethread needles. We can just keep going. Which is good. We can just keep going, which is a good thing to have. If y'all have questions, feel free to ask. I don't mind answering questions. I'm just sitting here doing leather work, babbling about how I do it. You know. Oh, wow, 2 viewers. Holy shit. Oh, that's a lot of viewers for me. Thank y'all for watching and hanging out. I am okay. Like I said, we're gonna push it through, and when it goes through both layers, right? You pull it back a little, and that creates a loop like that. Put the thread through the loop, pull it snug, and when you pull it out, it creates a lock stitch, like an overhand knot that sticks in the leather. And if you do it right, it sits between the layers of leather, which is always a nice thing. Okay, so let's get to it. Assuming I can get it through the hole. There we go. Okay. You don't go all the way through the needle. You don't need to. When you get to the side where you're going to, start with, just pull your thread through the hole, through the needle. And I know that this stitch is only that long, so I only really need about this much thread on the other side, that much. But I like to have a little extra. Is it wasteful? Yes. But does it add to the mental security of knowing that my stitching will work? Also, yes. Go figure. All right. So, like I said, pull it back a little, create the loop, take the loose end, drop it through set, pull it a little snug. When you pull, you trap. Let me move the lamp so I can see. There. So the loop gets stuck between the layers of leather. That's what you want. All right. You also want to make sure you're holding the needle the right way so you don't stab yourself when you put it through. That's also an important lesson. Do as I do, do as I say, not as I do. I am not a genius. I am not an expert, nor am I a very bright man. But again, through, pull, drop, snug, pull, tighten. All right, it goes there, like that. Needle comes out, thread gets snugged to where that knot, you'll feel it slip between the leather, right? Like if you feel it pop, you've pulled it out of the leather. Like you've pulled it out of the layers that you're trying to work with, right? So again, it's not hard. This is easy. Anyone can do this. Just takes practice. You know, I didn't start off knowing how to do it when I started. I had to watch YouTube videos and tutorials, learn how to do it. Now we're going to go one way back and then we're going to melt, cut, edit, or cut and melt the thread, locking it in place for all eternity. Right? Grab a tool. Our big fat finger is out of the way. Create our loop. Drop our free piece through said loop and keep going. Right? I wish I had a better camera setup so I have a camera up here so y'all can see what I see. I don't. So please bear with me. I'm just one guy trying to make it in the world of streamers. That's what I don't get is when people are like, oh, I'm going to be a big famous streamer. Odds are you're not. I hope you make it. I hope, if you want to be a big streamer, you make your dream come true. But I also hope you don't end up like DSP where you're e-bagging constantly on stream and then trying to justify your e-bagging by or blaming, skill issue on your opponents fucking losing. Like, oh, they suck, they're terrible. But as soon as you lose, you start complaining about the whole thing. And it's like, dude, stop. How can anyone enjoy watching? You know? All right. Actually, gonna do this a little different. Yeah. Yeah. We're gonna tie it off on this side. I feel like that would be a little better. Right? So put our needle down. So let's get them tight. Just gonna do a simple half surgeon knot. I don't mind the asshole that doesn't know how to drive like a normal person. They have to do that every fucking time they come into the neighborhood. Either. I hate that. It actually actively annoys the shit out. And we're gonna melt the threads, as we should. Then we're gonna tamp them down so they're flat. And there. Boom. Another one done. Imagine that. Yeah. So, like I said, it's not hard, excuse me, to do this. Gotta check my phone. It just takes time, you know? It just takes time, you know? That's all it is. It just comes down to time. It's not an issue of skill or an issue of effort. It's just putting in time. If you put time into a trade, you will learn the trade. If you put time into, a hobby, you'll get better with that hobby. Nobody builds awesome miniatures or models the first knock, first time ever. It just doesn't work that way. As tragic as it is, life doesn't work that way. But that's just how it is, you know? They're going on about fucking gumbo. Eh. Sorry. Group chat I'm in, they're going on and on about fucking gumbo. Go figure. Oh, apparently one of them made gumbo and everyone's all upset that he didn't invite everyone over for fucking gumbo. But it's like, you know what? He made gumbo without. He may not even be at home. He may be at his girlfriend's family's house. He might be at his house. Well, he may be at his house, or he might be elsewhere doing God only knows what. Who only knows? Because that's his life. You know? Now we're just gonna keep going because this is, boring. It really is. Just keep pulling it out. We're just gonna keep going. And we're just gonna Shooch along. Do, do, do. Do. Go and make it nice. Making things for people to buy at a reasonable price point because I'm not horribly greedy and I'm not too super proud of my work, though I am proud of it because I put effort into it. And I don't know if my ads are playing. I don't know if they are. There should be an ad every on the half hour. But I'm not sure. Nor do I really give a fuck. Alright. See how quick this is? As soon as I pull the thread through. There. Derp. 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 Okay. Good. Rotate your owls. Rotate your needle. Hold on. That one came undone. Like it literally came undone. That was not cool. How could you do that to me, not? How could you do that? How could you be so rude? Undo yourself. Oh well. Just keep making our little loops, keep pulling it through, keep keeping it snug. It's not super complicated. Anyone can do this. You know, anyone can figure it out. Anyone can learn. And there's so many videos on YouTube that there's no excuse to not learn how to do things. Because, like I said, tons of videos and tutorials on YouTube. There's some that I follow, and they are super, super helpful. And I learned a lot from them. And like I said, there's no excuse to not learn, you know. Let's cut it over here. Sit it. Hold on. Ah, okay. Get this side. Not to rethrow them. I'll fuck this up so that's fine. Okay. There. All right. Oh, we're getting there. We're getting there. We are getting there. Slowly but surely. We don't have many more to do. Black, this is the last primal we have to do. Right? We're going, we're getting there. It's taking a little longer than I'd like, but you know, that's life. You gotta deal with the slow tedium of doing work, doing things to get where you want to go in life. like I said, last brown one we have to do. And this goes over here. So we've done 5, and we have 4 more to do. So we got 4 brown, 1 black, and then we have 4 black to go, and then we're done with this run. And then I have to eventually cut more, stain, dye, and treat more leather. But that's fine. I'm okay with this. You know? And I am very happy with how this finish came out because it's super shiny. And I like that. I mean, the backs are matte, but that's fine. Nobody's gonna fucking look at the back. Or if they do, they'll be like, "Oh, okay, it's just one side." That's fine. You know, that's okay. So, yeah, that's basically what we're doing. We're just getting work done. It's boring, but you know, it's something I have to do because I want to get it done because I want to be able to have good products to sell to people so that they can buy them and be like, you know what? I feel good about this purchase. I will purchase from that fat guy again because he sold me something and it was a good quality purchase. And I'm okay with that. So, loosen the pony, add the next one, tighten it up, and off to the races. The longer we sit here and jab our jaws, the longer this will take. Right? The longer it takes, the longer we have to sit here and do it. So, again, put our needle just the way through, create our little loop, pull our thread free. Wow, you don't want to come out. Okay. Okay. Pull you out that way. You can go through. Create our loop. There we go. And you can always put another needle on this side to make, hitting the loop a little easier, but you don't have to. Some people do. I do it sometimes. I don't always do it. The wallets, though, I have to do a saddle stitch because it's a much faster process than this. Especially since I'm passing needles through 4 layers of leather. I don't want it to be iffy. I want that lock stitch to sit proper when I do the wallets. So grab, pull out, snuggy, snug, snug, like a bug in a rug. This one, grab our push through, pull, and create that one. And then we go back. And we pull you out. Doop, doop, doop. That's all we gotta do. Right? Just pull through. And push. Go. Get that loop going. Thread through the loop. Pull it through. Pull needle out. Snug it up. And then we're just going to put you through one last. That there, so I know which one to pull on. Create a bigger loop so that I cut it and tie it off. Okay. Done. Pull you out, set you to the side. All right, tie our little knot, trim it, melt it, press it, and done. Then we got what? 3 more to do. I know this isn't terribly exciting. It's not like AAA gameplay or, I don't have big boobies. I don't have booba, so I can't, show off booba to get views. And I'm not sitting in a hot tub. I'm not, doing weird and disturbing shit for views. No, I'm just sewing. There we go. And melted. Give it a press. And it's open. Awesome. That's really all I'm doing. That's all I'm going to be doing. Because I need to get these done. And because I want to get these done so that I'll have inventory. And then maybe next time we'll cut and shape a bunch of them. That's way more exciting to watch me sew. I know that's way more exciting to watch me, cut a bunch of strips and shape, cut the shape, general profile, and get them ready for staining and burnishing. That's way more fun. Get us all. Yeah. Yeah, go for it, bro. Okay. Push through, push through. All right. Like I said, this isn't terribly exciting stuff. But I'm glad, y'all are here. I'm glad somebody's watching this. And if you're watching this on the YouTube channel, thank you. Drop a like. It's always appreciated. Leave a comment. It helps in the algorithm. Not that I get any views. And blah, blah, blah. There. Through. Pull. Snug. Go back through. Beat the loop. Go through the loop. Pull it out. Make sure that the little cable stays where you want it. Rotate the needle. Push the needle through. It'd be easier if these needles actually fit into my stitching awl, but they don't. I've been too busy to fucking grind them down. But that's fine. That's life. That's just part of life. Can't always help it. You can't control how things go in life. You can have input, but you don't have full control of anything. And the sooner you realize that, the sooner you'll be at peace in the world. You'll understand the tranquility of the old man that lives there. Because you can have all the input you want, you are never in control of anything with the exception of your emotions. And even then, some people aren't even in control of their emotions. I hate to be that guy, but all right. Cut. Pull that out. Do our half surgeon knot. That good and snug. And then trim. Melt. Press. And done. We only have 2 more to go, guys. Only 2 more to go. Yeah, that's good. Yeah. And then later this week, I'm going to be working on walnuts. Well, not later this week. Actually, Monday, Tuesday. And then we'll go from there. You know, it'll make sense. It will, trust me. Hopefully. I don't know if it'll ever make sense. Nothing in my life really makes sense, you know. But I just roll the punches, do what I do, hope for the best. Tighten this down. Find our needle. There. Push through. Pull out. There we go. Through. Loop. Wrong side. There we go. And just keep chugging along. Chugging. Just chugging along. Chugging. Just chugging along. Getting things going, 'cause nothing's wrong. Chugging. Just chugging along. And Faeruna is the queen of farts. If you don't know who Faeruna is, she's another Twitch streamer I follow. I tease her about being a farter. Because she reacts to it. It's funny. Yeah. I like her streams. She's chaotic little sugar demon. But that's fine. Maybe if I get a little money, I'll purchase Lethal Company and play that. Because that's a fun game. I like Lethal Company. The indie game that's gone off the rails because it's fun. You know. And you can barter with the little bugs that steal shit. Just throw a piece of junk down, I'll grab it. I'll leave your ladder alone. Which is good. Because you don't want them running off with your ladder if you're trying to stay above a slime. But, yeah, it's alright. Just push. And use this to go through. Get her a little loop. Okay, maybe help our little loop along. Okay, maybe not. Maybe we have to do that. Okay. Boom. Boom. There we go. Okay. I don't know why that one was especially tight. It's just not always good. But yeah, we'll get it to work. We got to work. Right. Back through for the last time. That one. Pull our loop. Our thread through. Cut thread. Pull the needle. Put the needle down. Move my stool so I can sit. See what I'm doing. And we're going to tie our half surgeon knot like we did with all the other ones. Just a little half surgeon knot. Pull it snug. Then trim. Then come in with our torch lighter. Boom. Boom. Make sure we actually melt the thread and tamp it down. There. There. Now we only got one more to go. We only have one more to go, chat. We're getting places. Take a second, clean the bench. Take some puffs on my cigar. So, back down to 0 yours. But yeah, we are getting places. We are slowly, surely, we're getting places. This will be the last one for the night, guys. But we got a lot done. We got a lot done. We got 9 stands sewn together quickly and on a stream. Less than 3 hours, which I think is a new personal record for me. For getting stuff done on stream. These holes are tight. Alright, whatever. Alright, we'll make this one. Let's stand for this one. Okay. Pick my laptop because I'm a genius. Oh man, am I smart. Okay, let's get it going. Push through, create the loop. Put the string through the loop. Pull it snug. Pull the needle out. There we go. Catch that loop and that knot in between the layers of leather. Good. Next hole. Next hole. And go through again. Eventually, I'll buy another webcam so I can have a top angle so you can see what I'm doing along with this angle. But the top angle or the work angle will be the primary angle on stream. That way, y'all can see what I'm doing and not just watch it from the side. And maybe I'll do that if I get a little bit of money on, Christmas holidays. You know? Don't need to put a lot of money into it. I'm not asking for money from anyone. Certainly not asking for money from y'all who are watching this. Because I'm not Darkside Phil. I don't beg for money. I am a grown ass man. I have my own career. I have my own job. Imagine that. Alright, this one may be the last one I put through. Holes on this one are super, super tight. Yeah. Alright, we're done. We're done. We are done. We're not going to super stitch this like we did the other ones because this one, the holes are super tight and the thread is locked in very, very well. So, in a case where you only have one line of stitching, when you tie your knot, take your torch and just make sure the knot is good and tight, and then hit it with a little to set it. That's all you got. So you just want to set that knot by melting it. So then trim your threads as you fucking would, and melt them down and tamp them into position. And then boom, we're done. We are done, chat. We have made 9 of these little motherfuckers. So, what does that mean we do now? Well, now it means we clean up. But we don't have much to clean up. What do I mean? Well, we have this bobbin of thread, but that can just be wound up and then. Come here. I don't want to drop you. wind it up, and then I have a little notch in this that I use to lock the thread so it doesn't unwind. You know, well, it goes back where it goes. The hammer back, put our safety knife away, which will go back into the workbench. Get our needle and put it back in the little needle case I have. And that'll go back in the workbench. Put our tool away, unclamp the stitching pony, you know? And then boom, we got done. Undo our clamps and then back where we got them, and we're freaking done, guys. Look at that. The light back where I usually have it. Open the drawer. Safety tool in there. Better in there. Then so back on the big box. The big roll toolbox. Okay. We are done. We did it. We did all 9 of these cigar and pipe stands. We did all 5 black, and then we did all 5 show brown. Right? We burnished, we punched holes, excuse me, and we stitched. We got them done. Yay, us. So yeah, like I said, we got these all done. We got them. We got the holes for stitching done. We got the edges burnished on the brown ones. We got them stitched. And on the black ones, we learned that burnishing this coat, this finish doesn't look so good. But we got the holes punched and we got them stitched. Right? And they look, let's see. Yeah, they look good. These all look really good. Yeah. I'm proud of this. I think we did good, guys. I think we accomplished a nice little goal. You know, we got 9 of these done. I now have inventory, and we'll be good with that. So yeah, we are done, guys. Thank you for watching and hanging out with my. You know, I'm glad y'all were here for while y'all are here, and yeah. Other than that, we're done. So I'm gonna end stream. But as always, remember, I will never ask you for subscriptions on Twitch. On YouTube, yeah, but on YouTube it's free. On Twitch, all I ask is that if you liked it, drop a follow. That's all I'm asking. You know? Other than that, tune in tomorrow at 4 p.m. Central Standard Time for our cigar stream. And it'll be good. You know, just be good to each other. Love y'all. Take care.